Hello and welcome to This or That with Kobe and Dash, sponsored by Verizon, Worlds Edition Part 2.
Woo! Knockout stages is where we're heading to, Kobe.
Knockout stages.
It's getting real.
Guess what? Who was the first people knocked out? It was us.
That was us. We made it to the knockout stages. We already got knocked out, baby.
Let's get into the slides. I'm sure they're going to roast us just about that. Best group performance. Both these teams, number one LPL, number one LCK coming in. Everybody had a lot of hype for them. Both of them dropped one game each.
I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with DAMWON had the best group stage performance for two specific reasons. Number one, Top Esports, I think by most, was still considered to be the number one seed of the tournament coming in. So slightly higher expectation for Top Esports over DAMWON. They both finished at 5-1. The second thing I will say about this is that the loss for each of these teams, I will say the loss for Top Esports was against a weaker team. It was against a team that didn't make it to the knockout stages.
To be fair, every other team in the tournament is supposed to be a weaker team than these two teams.
That is true. But I meant comparatively to the two teams they lost to, right? So JD Gaming, I think most people would say is still stronger than FlyQuest. And so in that regard, I'd have to say that the better group stage performance came out at DAMWON, but I would say these two teams are razor close.
See, I would say FlyQuest actually played that game versus Top really well, rather than Top offering them unforced errors. And I just prepared a segment for the knockout stages on DAMWON's loss. They are the ones making some critical errors early in their loss, going for early scuttle. They actually don't play around Canyon very well, going for this early scuttle. And then Showmaker himself, star of mid lane, is making back-to-back errors. He dies on Galio to a guy on a ward, then teleports back, over chases, and dies again. So honestly, yes, JDG, you could say, tougher opponent there in that loss. But I'm going to go with Top Esports because they just got best power of evil coming at you. The level 1 invade from FlyQuest was really good. Ignar's Blitzcrank for the follow-up hooks. They kept up the pressure, so I'm gonna go with Top.
All right. I respect that. I will say I'm a little upset that you prepared for this. I thought This or That was supposed to be an unprepared.
we just didn't dive, and then I was making a segment for the show. It happens to have some of this material, so
you make some good points. You make some good points.
FlyQuest and Team Liquid rosters. These are the two that actually went 3-3 for North America. The better performing teams for sure.
Here's the problem with this is they lumped them both together, right? So we can't separate them because there's a piece of me that wants that FlyQuest roster to remain because simply because of the consistency that they already had achieved over this year. Again, finalist in both regional splits, then then going to Worlds, showing in 3-3 fashion with a person like Solo, who's first time on the world stage. I would really like to see this roster with another 12 months
on TL then, because you said you want FlyQuest to stay the same, but you're changing somebody on TL then.
I'm wondering if something on TL needs to change, because I do think there is validity to the criticism that while Tactical is a rookie and he performed phenomenally in my opinion on the world stage, there is a whole heck of a lot of experience on that roster for it to have fallen a little short, I think. And so I do wonder what they would identify internally as having gone wrong. Now, and this is what gives me pause, is if what they identify is, hey, we didn't actually have a full year. Spring, scrap it, didn't count. Summer, we were still finding our footing as a team. We brought in Jat. If the prognosis is time was the issue, then I would say run it back, but I'm not sold. And therefore I wonder if Impact should go elsewhere. I think Impact is a phenomenal player. I don't think his career is over, but I wonder if he's the right top laner for this team. I wonder if Team Liquid needs to find a different type of player in the top lane. Maybe somebody who is more, what if Broken Blade were on this team? And Impact we're over on TSM. What are you laughing at?
Laughing because this is the longest slide ever. They said that they're like, all right, you know, you got boom, boom, get some quick answers out there and let the people decide.
All right, well, what do you think?
But I like that you're putting thought into it, Jay.
Yeah.
I respect the discussion. I would say little adjustments for both teams definitely on the table. I would probably go with that slide. I would not be unhappy if both teams did run it back. Because I think that they can fix those issues. They did show in week 2, you know, for Team Liquid, and I know a lot of people they will have Solo as a candidate for changing, and the Team Liquid people, a lot of them will have Broxah as a candidate for changing. Team Liquid did finally play more aggressive. They had back-to-back invades, but I don't know if we can count on that. So I think I'll go with slight changes for change.
Okay, I'll stick with run it back then.
Okay. All right, next slide. Let's see what we get. A boom, better mid tank. Is it Sett or Galio? I would wager that Sett has been doing better, actually, despite the global ultimate from Galio. A lot of teams have been failing with it. And the DAMWON game that I was reviewing, their loss, Showmaker was on Galio. That's all the proof I need. Boom, boom.
Okay, yeah. If DAMWON can't win with it, then it must be bad. I'm actually kind of with you. I think Sett overall is the stronger tank in general right now. I think you could even take mid out of there. He's going to be stronger in multiple roles, and I think that's what kind of lends to him being the choice.
I like it. Focusing in on the wording of the question here. Tank part of it. Okay.
He's the boss for a reason. All right,
next slide. Also, you know, DRX made the Sett look really good. Mid, definitely really good playmaking champion, super flexible. Harder road though. Fnatic against 3 LPL teams. Yes, that's my answer. Or
yeah.
Versus the
Full
3
stop.
LCK teams.
Don't need to see the other slide.
First of all, I think that there's more power in the 3 teams, because we're looking at the whole road here.
Yes.
All other 3 teams. The 3-pack from LPL I think is stronger than the 3-pack from the LCK. I think, you know, DAMWON has really good arguments if you're talking about just peak, but also G2 has performed better than Fnatic, you know, at Worlds and in playoffs. You know, they were able to 3-0 Fnatic again in the finals when they got to the, you know, final.
Another thing I will point out is the order of the matchups. Actually, Fnatic has to play top esports first. So they might just lose in the quarterfinals and not go any further, whereas at least G2 gets to play Gen.G, which I think is more beatable than DAMWON, before they would have an opportunity to play DAMWON in the semifinals. So I'm with you. I think the harder road is for sure Fnatic's on the top side of the bracket.
History is also on our side for choosing the G2 slide, because Europe has not done well versus the LPL teams, G2 specifically.
That's another good point.
And they have done really well, a lot better versus the LCK teams. Next slide. Better dark horse candidate, Suning or Gen.G? I'm gonna go Suning. I think Gen.G, spoiler for my pick'ems, I actually chose them to lose to G2 in the first round.
Okay. I had asked Kobe the question before we went live for this, and he didn't answer. So now I know what his pick'ems.
Funnily enough, I also put JDG over Suning, so maybe that's not the best argument looking back.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
But I really do think Suning is probably the better dark horse candidate.
Yeah.
There's a lot of teams that are playing off of jungle, and a lot of teams finding success with top lane priority. Suning does both of those. SofM is really, really efficient. He's also aggressive, so he's not, you know, just farming his own jungle. He does a lot of counter jungling. There's a lot of playmaking for the team. And Bin is a carry monster. That's how he's born. That's how he likes to play.
Yeah,
you love to see it.
That's what I was going to point out. For me, I'm agreeing Suning is the better dark horse candidate because of specifically Bin and SofM. Bin, we already kind of knew was going to, all the LPL top laners are fantastic. The way that SofM has shown up in this tournament, we've seen him be a playmaker in the past, and he's actually delivering on the world stage this time. I think that they are perhaps a step up from where they were regionally, where I feel Gen.G is giving us, you know, what we've expected. Also kind of one of the tougher teams to read, I think, because of their group, but I'm going to go with Suning.
Yeah, I will say Rascal has been good for Gen.G as well. I don't want to, you know, undervalue him. And they do have ruler, but you know, we already made our choices. Prioritize.
Trying to talk yourself out of it. I like it.
Graves or Nidalee, for sure. Nidalee for me.
Yep.
I feel like the teams are using the Nidalee a lot better, specifically when we're talking about top lane pairings. Pairs really well with things like the Renekton. We've had a lot of teams try and have that, top still ball strategy. I feel like Nidalee has a little bit more flexibility with it, because you can go with an Athene's, you can transition into a more supportive build, to build up the carries, whichever carry is doing well on your team. Graves does not excel with supportive builds.
Yeah, we're in lockstep here, at least on the back half of this or that, because I'm going Nidalee as well. I think, again, what we've seen here on the world stage, and in particular with the teams that are still in, you have some pretty stellar junglers that can take over a game with something like Nidalee. And while Graves, great, gives you a lot of late game insurance and some carry potential, you don't have, I think, in a lot of cases, as much agency in the early game. And so I think the Nidalee, as well as being AP, we've seen might open you up for something like the Sett in the mid lane, and changing the damage profile of the team. So I think all in all, Nidalee is definitely something that will continue to rise in priority in the jungle.
Graves still definitely right up there with it. That's
yeah, still a strong jungler.
Next one, better mid lane performance, Showmaker or Knight? Honestly, I expected better from both of them. So neither. Kobe
says neither. They should both go home from Worlds. No. I mean, honestly, after the case you made for top esports' performance being better than DAMWON's because of the singular loss being all on Showmaker's shoulders, Kobe, I think I have to say the better performing mid laner is Knight. That's who I'm going to go with.
Oh, yeah. Man, this is really hard. Because I wanted, big dominating pop-off performances from both of them the whole time around, and they both been good, but I think they have a lot more to show for both of them. All right, I'll go Showmaker then, so we split it for.
There we go. I want Showmaker to step up with some huge Akali plays.
Yeah, well, so since they are playing DRX in the LCK finals, last game to 3-0 them, Showmaker comes up with a Quadra at the Dragon and steals the Dragon 2 at 16 minutes, and the game is just over. So
let's run that back.
He set the bar high. Let's get into the next one. More likely to invade your jungle, Lillia at level 1. I'm pretty sure that is a 99% at the moment.
Yeah, but SofM is 100, so it's got to be SofM. So, the man is going to be in your jungle at some point.
At any point in the game, I like that. It's funny, but he's so calculated with it too. And I like the little interview that they got with him after the fan clip surfaced of him timing the Krug spawn. As the Krug popped up, he had already thrown the Nidalee spear and went over him. He was like, it's so easy. You just time them. You just time everything. Time all the camp, track that enemy jungler all the time. You just need to know everything in your head.
It's so easy.
I'm going to go with SofM.
Yeah, I'm going with SofM as well. Especially because there were a couple times early on where Lillia teams, they were playing a little bit more scared, but this guy, he's got no fear. So it's got to be him.
I trust the player more than the champion here.
There you go. I like it.
All right, next slide.
Hey, that's it.
We made it.
We crushed through it.
Congratulations for our night episode of This or That. Please tune in to the knockout stage as we begin. And
tomorrow.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
The day.
Tomorrow for us.
Days are
the 15th,
hard.
October 15th.
It starts at 3 a.m. for us.
3 a.m. for us. So that's noon. That's noon for our European friends, and even later for those in Asia. But the 15th, October 15th. Stay tuned.
Look it up online.
Also that.
Probably more
LollySports.com
at this point.